when I first got there, I thought that Vince was going to be a dude and a billionaire, but a dude. Like when I first got there, I was like, why is everybody so scared of Vince? Well, everybody, it's like, just treat him like a human, guys. What are you talking about? And I learned almost immediately. I was like, geez, yeah, this is, and I just started to become scared of Vince. One of maybe my first month there, my closest friend on the team, on the writing team, um, almost got fired because he came into Vince's office without knocking. Vince had said, fix up this promo and come back to me. So fix up the promo, he comes back to it. And he doesn't knock. And Vince wanted to fire. And, Dave and Ed are, again, great bosses, great dudes. They saved him from, this guy's name was Ryan Callahan. Save his job. You have to go on the home team. You can't go on the road and be in front of Vince. You got to bring him to the home team. And Ryan Callahan, not Ward, Ryan was an incredible writer. And he's there now, and he's one of the lead writers of SmackDown. He's a brilliant guy. And you start to realize that you're one weird interaction with Vince away from being in the doghouse or being fired.
Wow.
And then you just start to behave in a way to try to not get fired. And then your ideas become ideas in an effort to not get fired. And pretty soon you have a whole bunch of people that are playing to not lose. And instead of playing to win.
Yes.
And that part, that surprised me. It surprised me how Vince just wasn't like a dude. Like we're dudes, we're just guys. Like Hunter's a guy, Hunter's a dude. He's a good dude. Like I don't necessarily see eye to eye on everything with Hunter, but like you could pitch Hunter and go, hey, Hunter, what do you think about this? What if we did something like this? And whether he likes it or not, you can talk to him like that.
Yes.
So Vince wasn't like that. Yeah.
What do you remember about working with Michael Hayes? I've always found him to be one of the most interesting people in wrestling.
Yeah, Michael Hayes, he's a character more. I envied Michael Hayes in a way. Like, I want to make this about me real quick because I'm the one talking.
Yeah.
I envied him because he was Michael Hayes. And what I mean by that is he didn't have to put on not any act. He had to tone Michael Hayes down a little bit, but he still got to be Michael Hayes. He wore his suits. He's got his hair. He's a bit of an eccentric character. And that was okay because he was really good at his job. And that's always what I aspired to be. Part of the problem I had there was trying to act a certain way and dress a certain way and feeling like I'm in this box. And Vince thought I was a weirdo. There's no doubt about it. Vince thought I was a weird guy. But I didn't want to be judged by the color of my tie. I wanted to be judged by the work I did. And I was good at my job. I mean, yeah, I was good at my job. The last stuff I did before I left there, I did Roman Reigns and John Cena on Raw, and I was doing Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens on SmackDown. Right after I finished up with the Roman and Cena stuff, Roman had pulled me aside and said, hey, I want to work with you from now on. I like the stuff we did with Cena together. I want to work with you moving forward. I mean, that's where I was at. And that's not to put myself over. It's just to say there was parts of the job that I envied that Michael Hayes got to be Michael Hayes and was judged by his work. And Michael Hayes was very good at his job. He was a very good producer.
Was that the worst part of the gig? Not being able to assimilate and being judged based on silly stuff as opposed to the work?
Yeah, navigating Vince was the hardest part for sure for me. It's difficult. There's there's a certain way you have to talk to Vince, right? Or what you say doesn't matter. And that's difficult. There's a certain way you sort of have to look for Vince to take you seriously. And so it's all those things that I didn't line up with in that company.
Can you give me an example of a certain way to talk to Vince?
Yeah. So you have to keep it brief, but you have to explain everything. And you have to make sure he pictures it, right? But you have to be brief because he'll stop paying attention or you'll lose him really, really quickly. So there's a certain art to it. Sir, based on what you were saying last week about trying to get more heat on our heels, I was wondering if, so right off the bat, I'm attributing the idea to Vince. I'm saying, I listened to you, and based off of what you said, I was wondering. So I'm not saying like if this is what we should do. I'm just posing and Costi used to say, I'm almost thinking, and I would always laugh at that. I love it. If you're almost thinking, like, because it would be too aggressive to actually think it. You have to like almost think it, right? And different things like that. So then you have to paint the picture of him. You have to paint the picture for him, but you have to do it very concisely. If you start using pronouns, he'll get lost. There's that's one of the big things with Vince, right? Pronouns, and fair enough. Because when you're talking about two different he's, when you say he, it gets confusing. So yeah, and so if you don't do that well, it's difficult to get Vince to take your ideas seriously. I remember pitching something to him one time. We're in San Diego. I pitched him something to him. I raised my hand, something about Roman Reigns coming out here, and how about this? And he looks at me, and then I give my pitch, and he just turns to Ed and just whispers something in Ed's ear, and we just move on. And I have no idea what happened. Like, what just happened? I pitched something, and then instead he just whispered something to Ed, and I get a message from Dave about an hour later. Hey, Vince thinks you dress too gimmicky. You should probably change your tie.
My goodness. Meanwhile, Michael Hayes is there dressed like Big Bird.
Yeah, but he got to do it. Michael. All I was to be like Michael Hayes. Like, let me be a weirdo.